Texas taking another L. Galveston, Texas, boy, with this story, beautiful little baby. And I think that the sentence that they're going to give this woman is more than deserved because of what she did. It was inexcusable. And I don't want to hear about people's mental illness. I don't want to hear about people's, you don't know what she's going through, postpartum. We have to stop with the excuses. When we find people that hurt our babies, we just got to punish it, period. Let me give you guys a disclaimer before we go into our content. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And we're getting this story from ABC13.com, so thank you for the article. Court documents reveal disturbing new details in the death of a 17-month-old girl, which is the angel that you guys see on my screen, who was found near the seawall in Galveston on Wednesday. The child's mother, by the name of Chanel Yanko, it looks like Channel, Channel. You actually would technically pronounce that as Channel, but 30-year-old Chanel Yanko is charged with capital murder. So that could actually lead you to the death penalty, especially here in Texas. Capital murder, accused of dropping the toddler from the third-floor hotel balcony. You'll do that, but you won't drop your child off at the child's father's house. But you will kill the baby, though. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Which is why I believe that capital murder is the correct charge. She appeared in court on Thursday, where a magistrate judge denied bond. CPS officials confirmed that Yanko has a history with their department. They wouldn't go into details, but they say that the issues did not involve 17-month-old Hannah, and I think her last name is Hannah Yanko, so that's the little 17-month-old baby. The memorial next to Kroger along Seawall continues to grow. It's where little Hannah was found in the middle of the street on 59th Street on Wednesday. Now, according to new details from charging documents, police say that they have surveillance video from the second story at the Beachfront Palms Hotel, where it appears that the toddler fell from the third-floor balcony and then rolled onto the concrete sidewalk. That is just a hateful individual. That is so freaking sad. The document also alleges the baby had multiple stab wounds, which would also prove murder. Multiple stab wounds. Investigators believe Hannah's mother dropped her from the balcony, killing her. Now, why did this angel, who can't speak for herself nor defend herself against the tyranny of her own mother, I'm trying to see if I can find a solo picture, but that's probably the best, most clear picture of her right here. I don't understand, man, why this angel deserved that. There are just so many options that people have. So many options that people have. You could give the child up as far as custody. There's safe haven. There's biological fathers, family and friends be willing to help out. What do? You stab and kill the baby and then throw the baby out of a window, which further ensured that this baby would not live to see another day. The document also alleged that the baby had multiple stab wounds as well. So we've already said that. Yanko was taken into custody shortly after baby Hannah was discovered on 59th Street. When an officer located her nearby, she was allegedly crying and asking for help and made comments about how her daughter might have been sick. Handcuffed and wearing a dark green jumpsuit, Yanko appeared before a Galveston County magistrate judge on Thursday morning after spending the night in jail. She was told to not say anything as she was read her rights, but instead she asked to call an attorney. She said, "Can she receive my phone call?" "Ma'am, you're here for magistrate court. Please just listen to the words that are told to you. Don't ask any other questions unless you need to," magistrate judge replied. Now, across the island, residents mourn the 17-month-old daughter police say Yanko killed. It's really upsetting news, and I got to work and everybody was talking about it, and it upset me even more. Like I have to go pay my respects. UTMB pediatric nurse Jasmine Hernandez said. Hernandez laid flowers and a doll at the growing memorial for Hannah. She said when she heard Hannah had been rushed to the hospital, she hoped that they could save her. Now, according to court documents, Yanko and the little baby Hannah were staying at the hotel with Yanko's sister. Now, ABC 13 spoke with Brandon Uribe, who said he found Hannah while driving down 59th Street. He said he noticed the girl wrapped in a blanket. It was heartbreaking to see a little precious, beautiful, perfect little girl laying there lifeless. Police said that they also found a trash bag at the hotel parking garage with Yanko's room key, a knife, plastic sand toys, unused diapers, and unopened kid snacks. People on the island are trying to understand how a mother could have killed her little girl, as police said she did, especially somebody who was supposed to protect her from day one and then let her down, Hernandez said. A marriage certificate Eyewitness News obtained shows Yanko, then 23 years old. They're saying that this woman, I want y'all to hear this. Let me get a hashtag babies for benefits, please. Hashtag babies for benefits. They found a marriage certificate that shows that this woman at age 23 married a man who was 80 years old in 2017. What does that sound like to y'all? In 2017, she married an 80-year-old man. If you ask me, in this economy that we're in this society that we're in, and we're always talking about how smart women are, how strong women are, how independent women are, yes, that makes her a gold digger. All these women talking about they don't need no man. What's the name of that movement that women talk about they won't stop sleeping with men if they voted in the election in the direction that they didn't want them to go? What was that movement called? It's some type of stupid movement where these women talk about they're not gonna sleep with men and not gonna have no more babies by men. What was that movement called? Y'all can type it in the chat. My whole point about it is just to say that you go through all of that to say that you don't need a man, but yet everything that you show in your actions show that you use men to get the things, the selfish things that you want. And that's supposed to be fair. That's supposed to be acceptable. That's supposed to be okay. That's supposed to be ignored like that's just normal behavior. You said it was the B2 movement. All of this stuff. But you look up and guess what? They still need men. They still use men. I just think that what she did was just flat out lazy. Period. She used that man. Thank you. I agree with you. And used her daughter to probably take advantage of some other guy. Anyway, 2 years later, he filed to have the marriage annulled, claiming that this old man was tricked into marrying her and the marriage was never consummated. He also claimed that Yanko had a child during their marriage with another man, who Eyewitness News learns has an extensive criminal record in multiple states. Hashtag when you date thugs, you date death. Hashtag Hood hoes love hood dick. So she tried to keep her thug and then take an old man's money and then murder her daughter. We don't need people like that in our society. Let me give you guys the fair usage and then we'll go from there. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If you guys would do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section. I know my ear is a little irritated, but you know, we'll get it fixed. But nonetheless, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this story. I only got a couple of news videos, and then we'll go from there.
And now to a story that may be disturbing to some of our viewers. A mother is now charged with the murder of her 17-month-old daughter. Police say the child was found abandoned outside of a grocery store in Galveston. The child died at the hospital just a short time later. And investigators say the child had traumatic injuries, and they quickly identified her mother, who you see here as 30-year-old Chanel Yonko. She is the suspect. Yonko is being held in jail without bond.
Tonight, a mother is now charged with capital murder in the death of her 17-month-old daughter. Galveston police say the mother inflicted what they call traumatic injuries on the little girl who was found abandoned near the seawall today. Matt Doherty has the latest on the investigation from Galveston tonight. Matt?
This is where the girl's 30-year-old mother is being held, charged with her capital murder. Less than 2 miles away, strangers gather at the site where the little girl was found. One after another, the island's family showed up to a grassy spot next to the dumpster of a beachfront motel. Moms and dads brought their children carrying teddy bears and flowers to leave for a little girl whose face they never saw, whose name they did not know.
Because she matters. She matters to me.
Dawn Wagner was on her lunch break a few blocks away at the Hilton Hotel when she heard the news that a 17-month-old girl was found abandoned on the pavement. She got onto Facebook and planned a vigil at the site for 7 o'clock.
Everyone on this island, they kind of grouped together and said, yeah, she does matter. We'll be there.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
As the sun went down on the island, more and more residents came to the site to pray and to cry. At about 7:15, police released the information the island had been waiting to hear. This is the little girl. Her name was Hannah. The person who police say killed her is her mother, 30-year-old Chanel Yonko. We shared the news with Dawn.
The mother.
30 years old. The little girl's name is Hannah. Although police haven't given all of the details, they say Hannah was barely alive when she was found. They say she'd been injured. At least some of her wounds, they say, were likely caused by what they describe as a significant fall. Chanel Yonko was located a short time later by police in the parking lot of a nearby restaurant. For those on the seawall tonight, it's nothing they say they'll ever understand.
You could have left her anywhere. I would have taken her. In a second. You didn't have to throw her out like trash.
The mother is expected to appear before a judge sometime in the near future. She is a resident of Houston. Back to you.
Right now, we're learning new information surrounding the death of a toddler who was found abandoned in Galveston yesterday. We want to warn you, some of the details of this case are disturbing. Today, a Galveston County judge denied bond for Chanel Yonko, who is charged with capital murder in the death of her 17-month-old daughter, Hannah. Yonko did ask for a court-appointed attorney this morning in court before being escorted back to jail. According to newly released arrest warrants, the 17-month-old was found on the pavement near the beachfront Palms Hotel off Seawall Boulevard with 3 apparent puncture wounds. Investigators say surveillance video from the hotel captured the moment the baby could be seen falling from what appeared to be the 3rd floor of the hotel, landing in the grass and rolling onto the concrete sidewalk. Police located the child's mother within a matter of hours after viewing the surveillance video and speaking with witnesses, including Yonko's sister. Last night, people from across the island who didn't even know Hannah created a makeshift memorial and gathered for a prayer vigil to honor and remember her. Galveston police are asking anyone who witnessed this tragic incident or anyone with more information about this case to call them.
Okay, let me read this real quick. And shout out to Ashton Emmy. Say, this is what Jay calls it. Babies for benefits. We call this out. They don't want the kids. They just want to collect benefits at the kids' expense. And how long have we been calling it out as the AFC? For a very long time. I just think that this woman was flawed all the way around. I think that she was lazy. And I think that if you go out, get up, get out, and get something on your own, shout out to Outkast, by the way. If you go out there and go earn on your own and go get things on your own merit, rather than trying to use people, scheme your way to the top, you would have a much more fulfilling life. And maybe you wouldn't have this stupid mentality of constantly trying to use people and think that being a bad girl, dating bad boys, but then using elder people. And I hope that she didn't. I hope that she didn't get $1 out of that old man, 80 years old. So if that was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, that was 7 years ago. That make him 87 years, almost 90 years old. We already know what that is. You trying to use this man and take advantage of everything he has. I hate people like that. I've seen that happen in my family before to some older people. So I don't respect it. I don't like it. And I'm glad. And I hope that she gets a life sentence. If they give it a death penalty, then it is what it is. So little Hannah, young princess, R.I.P. The crazy thing about Houston is anybody out there, if you would have just asked them to take custody of this child, they would have helped her. They would have did it. But she didn't want help. She wanted to take all her frustration and anger out on that baby. And for that, she needs to suffer. Thank you guys so much for listening to the story. Leave a comment in the comment section. Share it in your favorite true crime groups. If you have something that you're already in there, copy and paste this link in there and share this story and make stories like this go viral. Shout out to Ms. V. Make this go viral TV. Make stories like this about our children go viral. Thank you.